When I was in high school, I went out for the school play every year. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Did it 4 times. Had a blast. It was fabulous. And I remember because way back, in the coldest part of winter, we would always do the school play in the spring. And it's dark and it's cold and anybody who wants to go out for the play, you all kind of gathered around in a classroom and we all got copies of the script. And the script simply was every person's part, what they said, and stage instructions. Stage left, entrance. Stage right, exit. Carry this prop. Walk in and say this. Stand here, be silent. The script told you what was going to happen. You had to imagine it, but you could follow it. You could follow along the entire story from the script. And the script was what kept us on track, because as the weeks went on, you followed the script. You made sure you knew your cues and your props and your lines. You were mentally focused. And if you got off track, you went back to the script. The script kept you on track. I think about that because what would happen if we decided in the course of a day or a week or a month to write a script of what has happened in our life? Now think about this. What if we wrote down on paper the thoughts that ran through our head during the course of a day? And we wrote them down. We just, I was thinking about this, or, I thought that, or, well, that went through my mind. But we wrote it down. And it had it on paper. This is what I was thinking about today. This is what was on my mind. I might not have said it, but I thought it. And then imagine we write another script. Every word we say. Everything that comes out of our mouths. We write a script. This is what I said this morning before work, at school. This is what I said in the car or at home. These are the words that came out. And we take that script and we put it next to the one with the thoughts. And then we do one more. This is what I did. These were my actions and how I did them. Write them down. The power behind this comes from the last line of the gospel reading from Luke today. Because when we take our thoughts and our words and our actions, we might look at some of this and say, that's great. That's the way I want to be. That's the way I want to live. And sometimes we might look at parts of it and go, oh, good Lord, I got work to do. Oh, dear, I hope no one else sees this script. Because the line at the end of Luke's gospel is Jesus looking at the disciples saying, you are witnesses. And let me just suggest we could change that a little bit to say, you are my witnesses. That when people see the disciples, they're seeing everything Jesus ever taught and everything Jesus ever did. And they are the living example of the Lord. Because what's true for them is true for us. We are witnesses of Christ. That's what we proclaim when we walk in the doors of a church. That we follow Jesus. That by our lives and by our example and by our witness, people should see Jesus in us. So let's go back to the script. Would people see Jesus in the script of my thoughts? Would people see Jesus in the script of my words? Would people see Jesus in the script of my actions? I'm pulling no punches, folks, because this is what we're about. We are witnesses. And we remind ourselves that for good or for terrible harm, we show the world something. And we can point to either the light and power and strength of the faith, or are we communicating something else? Because the Lord reminds us of the power of a life. The power that a single life can make to lift someone up or tear them down. The power of a single life to bring the good news of Christ once more into the world. We are witnesses. And we are witnesses by what we think. what we speak, and what we do. We know this because everything begins with thought. That before we do a single action, it's gone through our brain. We've thought a little bit at least about it. And our thoughts have power and purpose, even if people don't see them, because what comes out of our thoughts can be good or bad. We all know the power of speech. A single word can make someone's day. A single word can leave a scar. And we all know the power of a single action done with the right spirit to love and serve, and how it can heal and help and bring life. We are witnesses. The invitation today is to reflect on what kind of witnesses we are. And this is not meant to beat us up. It's not meant to tear us down. It's meant to remind us of the power of a life and the power of our lives to be His witnesses into the world. That our thoughts and our words and our actions can make a difference. Brothers and sisters, tonight, as we receive the Lord in a Holy Communion, may we once again be renewed by Christ to be His witnesses in whatever we're confronted with this week, no matter what's going to be before us, that Christ will shine through our lives in what we think and say and do, so that when people see us, they see witnesses, living examples of the faith of Jesus in our lives. God help us. God bless us all.